Don't you think if God had said, do not have own slaves, I mean, some people would have still disobeyed God, but it will still reduce slavery a little bit. I think he should have just said no slaves.
Let's say he said no slaves. What do you do about the prisoners?
The prisoners can continue to be prisoners and be forced to work also.
Okay, so the prisoners can be slaves. Okay.
Yes.
People that you conquer in battle. So what do you have left? You have the women and children left. What do you do with them?
You don't enslave them.
I'm not asking what you don't do with them. I'm asking you, what do you do with them?
Nothing.
So you send them out in the wilderness and die? So your solution is you rather kill them all than put them into indentured servitude.
Are they free to go to other nations to try and find, like they can offer their services freely to Egypt?
Guess what's going to happen to them if they go to Egypt?
They will be taken as slaves, you say? Okay. You think it's necessary then for God to allow this so that he can have some regulations on how to treat slaves humanly? Is that like your point?
No, what I'm saying is God is trying to rule with us, not over us. He's trying to sanctify us. He's trying to move us in the direction where we become people, which is what happened, where we become people who do not want slaves. And that's exactly the purpose of setting Israel aside. That's exactly the purpose of Christ, is to eventually get us to the point where we're sanctified and we're actually the creation God intended us. The standard of what we're supposed to be is in Genesis 1. There's no slaves in Genesis 1. This is part of a fallen, sinful world that eventually happens. Then God comes down, meets us on our level, and guides us into that. This is why the law, right, is fulfilled with Christ on the cross, because the law is no longer relevant. It's not a moral standard for all time. It was virtue ethics that were given to those people at that time to guide them to Christ, for the law of the prophets is for Christ. Christ comes, he fulfills the law, it's brought to an end, and then we start becoming these people that don't want that. And we can actually see this in history. It's through Judeo-Christian ethics that we started abolishing slavery. Like I said, the very first writing of abolishing slavery that I could find, I could be wrong about this, but that from my study, from my research, was from the Pope, who said that we should not go into First Nations communities, right, and take them as slaves. After that, what do we see? We see the Atlantic slave trade. Who are the people that started the Underground Railroad? It was Christians, right? These are the people who say these are people made in the image of God and should be set free. So this is the purpose of God, is not to just give us commands, do exactly as I say. It's to make us people who do not need commands.